Hey everybody, welcome back to Royal Tarot Readings. This is my fun channel that I do for tarot readings on the royal family. All information presented in this video is for fun and entertainment purposes only. It's fun. It's tarot. I'm just a gal with cards. Alright, so today, my goodness, I was watching Dan Wootten earlier today. Lady C was on there, and they were talking about some of this stuff that's been released. More information is coming out now because of all the information that was published by, I think it was Daily Mail online about the Queen's, I think it was her cousin once removed. All the stuff that she's now saying, or the woman who was in touch with the cousin, because the cousin's passed on, all that's coming out now. And because the press is realizing that they can now talk about Meghan and Harry and Mexit and all that stuff that happened, they're now feeling freer to talk about what happened back then. Now I'm going to read you some stuff that was published. I'll put some screenshots up here and we'll read through it.
One source, a former courtier, told the Daily Beast, ultimately the Queen felt betrayed by Harry, and when he and Meghan attacked the institution that she spent her whole life serving in the Oprah interview, that betrayal was complete. It was absolutely shocking to those of us that knew him that he would do that, not least because her husband was on his deathbed. The former staffer told the Royalist, the allegations of racism dismayed the Queen. To accuse an unidentified person within the family of racism, thereby casting the shadow of suspicion over everyone, was unforgivable in her eyes. That was what ultimately prompted her to issue the "Recollections May Vary" statement. Things were never the same after that. It was a horrific series of betrayals at the end of her life. Another friend of the royals told the Daily Beast, you have to remember that the Queen was seriously ill for several years with bone cancer. She knew she was dying. She could hardly see. She could hardly stand. She could hardly move. And she was completely let down by her grandsons. Her grandson, it was ultimately devastating for her. A friend of Prince William and Kate Middleton, Catherine, said, the family, of course, all blame Meghan 100%. As Sally Bedell Smith's column made clear, he ain't the sharpest tool in the box, and they feel he was completely manipulated and that Meghan saw him and realized that she could become the most famous person in the world. Then the reality of what their boring royal life would be like sunk in, and she decided to ruthlessly milk it for all it was worth. That is their view. The friend of William and Kate stated, the family think it is a rerun of what happened with Wallace Simpson and Edward VIII, and the only solution is to follow the same playbook. Exile worked before, and it will work again.
Okay, so what was really interesting for me, of course all of it was interesting, was how the Queen felt about Meghan, how she really felt, and this plan that they have going forward, saying that this is just like Wallace Simpson, exile worked then, and it's going to work now. Let's look at that one. All right, so for this reading, I'm going to use the Ancient Whispers Tarot by the Lunar Sisters. Very lovely deck. Let's see, what are the plans for the British royal family, for Meghan? Are they going to keep her in exile? How are they going to exile her? What's going to happen? All right, so I'm just going to do, you know what? I'm going to do an Ankh spread. I haven't done one for a while. We're going to do an Ankh spread on this whole situation, what led up to it, what the triggering factors were, the past event, the current event, what the true meaning of all this stuff that's coming out now. What's the true meaning of it? And what is the next step? Let me see. Hang on one second. What the inevitable conclusion is. What's the surprise along the way? And then what the outcome is going to be. So let's do an Ankh spread and figure out what's going on here. Now this is going to be centering on this idea that they are now in the midst of exiling Meghan. And it was really interesting. I don't know if it's Meghan and Harry. We're going to say Meghan and Harry. We're going to say the two of them, how they're planning to exile one or both of them. We'll put it that way. So the royal family is planning on exiling, because they have so far, Meghan and Harry. It worked back then. It's going to work now. Let's find the history of this and what's going to be happening with an Ankh spread. And it's, if you haven't seen me do the spread before, it's called an ankh spread because it literally is shaped like an ankh, an Egyptian ankh, which I have such a close affinity with all things Egyptian from the past. Must have been Egyptian in the past life. I think that's what Shanta did a reading for me and told me that was true. So anyway, I digress. All right, so for the upcoming or current exile of Harry and Meghan from the British royal family, what can the tarot tell us about what caused it, what's going to happen going forward, what's going to be the surprise? Hey, I'm not getting any energy here. So, oh, there we go. Upcoming and current exile of Harry and Meghan. What do we got here? Two of Cups in reverse. Well, there's the split up. We keep seeing that Harry and Meghan have split up. We keep seeing that over and over and over again. Absolutely. There's the split up. Oops, one just slipped over. Queen of Cups. Oh my. Well, that might be Camilla. Interesting. Okay. Oh boy. Now we're getting some energy here. Okay. This one was, how many fell there? Three. Oh, a couple of them flipped over. 3 Pentacles in reverse. That's the breaking of an agreement. 3 of Wands in reverse. Giving up. You're out of patience. You're just out of patience with this. Okay. All right. All right. So I think we're going to go with this one because the cards are just flipping out of my hands here. All right. We're going to go with this one. See what we can find out. Whoops. Okay. I always get confused here. There we go. Okay. Oh, goodness. All right, an ankh spread. Now, hopefully you'll be able to see all this and move my camera back a little bit. All right, so the ankh spread, we have the two triggering factors that caused it. There were always two. The past event that put this into motion and the current event that made the plans go forward. True meaning of what's happening. Move this up a little bit. The next step, the inevitable conclusion, the surprise along the way, and the eventual outcome. Underline energy, 10 of Pentacles in reverse, being cut out from the family, from the line of succession. 4 of Pentacles in reverse, wresting away control. It's out of control. 5 of Cups, regret and disappointment. And there's our 2 of Cups again. There's the split up. The next one was Justice. Wow, lots of underlying energy. All right, we're going to put that one back for now. All right, what is underlying everything here is the split from the family. 10 of Pentacles upright in these royal readings. This is the line of succession, generational wealth, going from one generation to the next, and in reverse, stopping it. They absolutely are being cut out of the family, both of them. 4 of Pentacles in reverse. It's out of their control. It's already been put into motion. 5 of Cups, bitter regret and disappointment. Hugely disappointed. Cannot get over the past, and honestly, who could blame them? All right, this is what's the heart of the reading. Okay. First triggering factor. This one here, what started everything. 10 of Swords in reverse, betrayal. Complete and total and utter betrayal. Backstabbing. What started this all? That Oprah interview. That Oprah interview. The complete and total disloyalty to the Queen. Absolutely to the Queen. Oh, I got goosebumps on that one. What was the next triggering factor? 2 of Wands. All the plans that they made. They just went forward with all kinds of plans. So the complete and utter betrayal to the Queen and the family, and the 2 of Wands, how they made that this was all planned. What did the Queen say? She engineered everything. The planning of everything from the very beginning. Those were the 2 triggering factors. All right, so what was the past event that made all this come to being? 4 of Swords in reverse. This is the death of the Queen. 4 of Swords is about the death. Absolutely, the death of the Queen. The death of the Queen and her funeral. That's what put everything into motion. Absolutely. 4 of Swords upright is about being on your sick bed, trying to recover, trying to recuperate. And in reverse, you either get up off the sick bed or you expire. The Queen passed away, and that was the triggering factor for them because she was totally betrayed before she passed away and even on her funeral, the day of her funeral. Completely betrayed. And then the current event that put this all into motion. Six of Pentacles in reverse. Six of Pentacles upright is about, it's about charities. It's about reciprocity. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And being very charitable and loving and giving and receiving as well. And in reverse, the betrayal of charities. Wow. The betrayal of taking more than they're giving. Constantly coming for money. Constantly coming for money. That's really what set everything in motion. And also this, I think the way, maybe the way that Harry has handled Invictus and all his charities, that's like, you know what, there's no hope. There's no recovery. There's no hope for this. He can't even handle his own charities. We can't even ask him or rely on him to do that. Wow. What's the true meaning of everything that's happening with all the stuff that's coming out? Knight of Wands in reverse. Well, there's Meghan. Okay, so the Knight of Wands, she used to be the Queen of Wands in my readings, and she is showing up more and more as the Knight of Wands because of the reduction of her importance of her role. This is the nastiness that she has been out. She's putting out all kinds of information everywhere. Nasty information. It never stops. The true meaning is to bring down Meghan. This is concentrated towards Meghan. I haven't seen Harry show up yet. I have not seen him show up, but it is absolutely to bring down Meghan. Absolutely to make sure she's completely removed from the family. She will have no further control. And they're so bitter about what she did. So bitter because the attacks continue. They don't stop. All right, what's the next step? What is the next step coming up? Ace of Wands in reverse. Ooh. All right, the Ace of Wands upright is about new ideas, something that's bearing fruit. It's also a phallic symbol, too. And in reverse, they're going to quash every new idea that these two come up with, especially Meghan. This is also a fertility card. What's the next step? Maybe concentrate on the fact that she's not fertile, allegedly? Is that what we're going to see next? Interesting. Very interesting. All right, and what is the inevitable conclusion of everything? The Chariot in reverse. William gets his revenge. Chariot is typically my William card. It's moving in the right direction. It is control. And in reverse, they're taking control away. They're taking control away from Meghan. True meaning is to bring her down. They're taking control away from her, and William gets his revenge. This is really screaming revenge to me. This is William right here. He's the one who is, everything is under his direction. Everything is under his control, but they don't want that to be apparent. Okay? What's the surprise along the way? Oh, Page of Pentacles in reverse. This is Archie. Oh my gosh, the surprise along the way is a connection to Archie that, allegedly that Archie is not who he says he is. Something about Archie, something about, oh dear. They're selling a story that's not true about Archie. That's what this is. That's the surprise along the way, or they concentrate on him next. Cutting everyone out of the family, taking away the control, can't get over the past. The surprise along the way is the revelation that Archie is not what he appears. They're selling a story about him that's not true. Oh boy, we all know what that's about, allegedly. All right, and then finally, what's going to be the outcome of everything? 10 of Cups. The royal family will be happy. Yep, the royal family will be happy. They will have their happiness in the end. They will rejoice. The family will rejoice. Wow. Oh gosh, what an interesting reading. Okay, let's do a wrap up real quick. All right, so what was the first triggering factor to put this all into motion? And that is the betrayal of the Queen. Absolutely. The whole underlying energy of the reading is cutting them out of the family, wresting control away from them, and just the bitter resentment of everything that they've done. The royal family still can't get over it, and I mean, I can't blame them. And then the next triggering factor was all the plans that they made, that realizing that this was all engineered. This was all planned from the very beginning. Those were the two triggering factors. And then the past event that put it all into motion was the Queen's funeral. Death of the Queen, and something happened at her funeral. And again, it was another complete and total betrayal. And then the most current event that put it into motion is all the issues with the charities. The fact that Harry and Meghan just take more than they give, and there's some issue with the charities. That they were taking more than they were giving to the charities. Maybe allegedly some money was stolen from a charity. It could be. Allegedly. What's the true meaning of all this? To bring down Meghan. They're done with her. All the nastiness that she's put out there, all the nasty stories that she's put out there, and they continue and they don't stop. That's what true meaning is. They've got to stop her. Allegedly. And then what's the next step? Ace of Wands in reverse. Shutting down new ideas, and it's also a phallic symbol, exposing the fact that allegedly she's not a fertile woman, or what has never been. Allegedly. And then what is the inevitable outcome? And that is William gets his revenge, and they are showing that any direction that William's had with this, they're trying to kind of suppress it. It's coming from him, but William gets his revenge. And that Harry and Meghan have moved in the wrong direction. They don't have control of the situation. William has control, but they don't want that to be apparent. What's the surprise along the way? Something about Archie is not true. A story they're selling about him is not true. And that's going to be a surprise. Not surprising to a lot of us, but allegedly, this is what's going to be the surprise. Something to do with Archie. And then what will be the eventual outcome of the whole thing? The royal family will end up happy. They absolutely will. They'll be successful and they'll be happy. Wow. Okay, there we go. I hope you found that interesting. If you did, please like and share. And if you're a subscriber, thank you so much. I really appreciate my subscribers. Hope you guys are enjoying the readings. And if you're not a subscriber, what the heck you waiting for? It's free. Just click on that subscribe button, and that way you won't miss any more readings, especially if you click the notification bell. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day, and we'll see you again soon on Royal Tarot Readings. Bye-bye, everybody.